Start a homestead, they said. It'll be easy, they said. And it'll be fun. Well, actually, it's a little bit of fun, but definitely not easy. Welcome back to Jake Gets Dirty. I'm Jake, as you might have assumed by now, but right now I think this channel is more of chaos than it is actually homesteading. So we just got an alert that there's a bit more of an upgrade to that storm that was coming. I originally talked about that we may get 5 or more inches of rain in the next day or so. And now we're looking at extreme winds. So they're saying more towards the coastal, up to I think 50 or 60 miles per hour. And then up here, it could be 15 to 25% more than that, which is not really ideal when living in an RV and stuff. And this is the small little RV that I have been living in. It's a little Coleman lantern that I got. It was one of the cheapest that I could get at the time. And I mean, it's worked, but it sucks. So today I am just doing a lot of cleanup. I'm trying to get a lot of the loose stuff around, try to get everything put away, and anchor stuff down the best I can. I also need to make sure I bring in the awnings. I got to get the umbrellas and everything up that I have. And I'm also worried about canopies. And originally this canopy gazebo thing was back here between my first apple tree that I planted and my big white gazebo that I have a lot of my stuff in as well. And it pretty much ripped up out of the ground. I did have anchors on it. They might not have been very deep, but it was ripped up out of the ground. It flew up over this canopy. It damaged the canopy itself, which I had to help reinforce it a little bit. And I still got to move my compactor plate, but I had a lot of equipment under here, like my tiller and stuff, because I had nowhere else to really put it, and I just wanted to keep the stuff out of the rain. But it flew up and over this canopy. It also damaged it on its way over. It broke rods or whatever, poles, whatever you want to call it. So I used some light poles to help reinforce it, which is working. Yeah, this is a mess. I do have a lot of stuff buried in here as well. I also have the houseplants that I have left. Before moving, I had over 300 houseplants. I had to give up pretty much all of them, which sucked because I am a plant guy. And then I also have my refrigerator and freezer in here because I don't have anywhere else to put it right now. And all of that's powered with a big power station. I've shared that before. And now some of my equipment and just random stuff is in here as well. So it's definitely a mess. And I'm hoping that this is not going to be ripped apart and fly away as well. I'm going to try to anchor it down a bit today. I got some buckets. I'm going to fill it up with rocks, water, whatever I can. And I'm going to get them tied to all the posts on this one and the big gazebo or the big canopy that I showed or shared yesterday, where I have my tractor in and stuff right now. And maybe I can move around some of this heavy equipment and tie it down to that too, because that tiller is pretty heavy. And I'm not sure, but maybe I need to take that tarp off too, because that might end up being like a sail or a balloon or whatever you want to describe it once that wind hits. I was trying to keep wood covered because of all the rain we're getting. That way I can start working on getting it seasoned. I still got a lot of wood that I haven't even stacked yet, because I do split wood a couple times a week for workouts and everything. But there's just so much to do. It's hard to keep up right now. But for now, we're just going to have to do what I can do to make this work. This is going to be the worst storm of the year so far. And the last major windstorm that hit last year took down some trees nearby, and I better move that some. But it took down some trees and some neighboring properties. I'm hoping that I won't see any damage. The alder trees are not as strong. Hopefully everything is within a distance where it's not going to hurt anything. And that storm took down the cell phone tower, or damaged it in town, which it's been almost a year now and they still haven't even fixed that tower. We're still on LTE and everything else here. Luckily I have Starlink to give me decent connection. I also don't even know if this was a good idea. I put foam insulation all around the trailer at the bottom, just to try to keep it a little bit warmer underneath, because it is getting colder. And this is a 2-season trailer pretty much. It's not ready for the winter. So I'm kind of screwed right now. The umbrella I was using because the converter already went bad in the trailer. And the only way that I could get the battery charged is to use a battery charger. And I was using the umbrella here to keep it out of the rain. I'm going to have to plan this a little strategically for the next couple days at least. I'm not sure how well this is going to work out yet, but I'm going to get the tractor out. I'm going to get the bucket hooked back up, and I'm going to go down and get some gravel, because yesterday I couldn't even get up the driveway. Not backwards anyway. trying to come up this backwards just wasn't working, and even in four-wheel drive I had to flip it around and come up nose first because this is a slick mess. This is also a higher slope than what it looks like when it comes to like the camera photos and video. So the roof of the house is almost pretty even with this top pad. That's how much it slopes up. I almost slipped and fell yesterday in the video I shared with you guys. I do have some new shoes though. I think the company who sent this, I don't remember which brand it is, but they arrived and I'm wearing them today. So first things first, I'm going to try to get some gravel. I'm going to try to steal some more from the easement on the sides. I'm going to get it up here. My mother had to run to town. She's staying on the property with me in her trailer. And I mentioned in a prior video, she is going to be living with me. But she went to get some supplies and stuff. And since I had issues getting back up here, her truck's going to have a lot more issues because she doesn't have the meaty tires and stuff that I do. So I'm going to try to do the gravel first. And then we're going to work on the anchoring and stuff. My ex actually sent me a text this morning saying that I should come and stay with her and her husband during the storm. And as stupid as it might be, I am the captain of my ship, and I'm going to stay here and make sure that my ship stays afloat the best that I can. Her and I are still pretty good friends, and we get along pretty well. Neither one of us believed in hostility just because of a divorce. All right, first off, actually I better get some fuel. Now, while these siphon pumps might be a pain, also, never forget to put your roll bar back up, especially if you live in a terrain like mine. That's an accident waiting to happen. This is here to protect you. When it comes to safety, I try not to mess around with that stuff. But anyway, back to this. These siphon pumps might be a pain. I need to get like a battery operated one or something like that eventually. But having these caddies work really well. And really, it does pump it pretty quickly. It's just a decent workout for your hands and your forearms. And as little as it might do, I actually just treat it as a forearm exerciser. Eventually, I will get an electric pump just to make it faster. But it's definitely nice to have these caddies where I can go into town and I can get 13, 14 gallons. I don't fill it 100% up, but I'll get either between 12 and 14 gallons in it. And then I am good for up to, well, quite a bit of time, actually. All right, time to go get the gravel. Might be wasting my time with this, but we're gonna try. That's more of a workout than it looks like. Now, I'm originally a city boy. I was born and raised in Southern California, in the city, pretty much my entire life. But I never really fit in. I've always wanted to have land and be out of the city and rule. But with that said, I'm still learning. I'm still learning a lot. So some people may even see some of the things I do and be like, what the heck is he thinking? And I definitely wasn't completely prepared for this. But we all got to start and learn from somewhere. These shoes actually have a bit more grip. I also have these 60-pound bags of sand that I can do some stuff with. I definitely have a thriving ecosystem, and I definitely love it. We got all kinds of animals, deer, elk. Sometimes there's a herd of elk that will come through the property. I do have a couple glimpses of cameras back in the beginning with them. They have showed up while I was gone, but I didn't really get the footage of them. I could also show a little before of that area down there too, of like when I very first started. Anyway, I think I'll wrap up the video. I still got a lot to do. Need to get it done really quick. I just kind of want to go. I just kind of wanted to give a glimpse of what's going on, a little more of an update. It seems like people are actually interested in some of this stuff. Nothing's really glamorous yet. It's chaotic, but I do thrive on chaos. But I got to get this done. I got to get to work because I still got to make money too. Anyway, I definitely appreciate everybody that has been supporting, subscribing, commenting, and all the positive vibes that I get. I love it. And hopefully I'm downplaying the storm and they are overplaying it. But maybe we'll have some cool footage in the next couple days with that too. But until then, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.